Okay. Hello, everyone. It's Junie. I know I don't have anyone on the live stream yet, but I'm going to talk as if I do because hopefully you guys can catch this later and, maybe watch it later. So there is some really positive astrology that's going to be happening for all of you. It's affecting all of you because it involves our sun. And as you guys know, I am a student of astrology. I am teaching myself astrology. It's not been easy, but I'm doing my best, and I'm learning, the lingo. Trying my best to speak like an astrologer. I don't know if I ever really will speak like an astrologer. But there's a lot of astrological lingo. And there's a lot of things that are new to me because I'm just learning about them. So right now we have something happening called a Cassimi astrological. Hey, Aggie, it's good to see you, sweetheart. So I wanted to let you guys know about an astrological event that's happening to all of you. It's going to affect everyone because it involves the sun. It's actually going to involve everyone, the heart of the sun. So it's called a Cassimi. I think I'm pronouncing it properly. What it means is that the sun, your sun sign, is going to transit the house of Taurus. And when this happens, it's also going to have it's going to be joining Venus, it's going to be joining Jupiter, and it's going to be also dealing with Uranus as well. So there's just a lot going on an astrological level. And I wanted to reach out and talk to you guys about it because it kind of is magical. It is, probably won't happen again for a while. So that's why I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it. It takes the sun, a full year to go through each house as it goes around the wheel of life. So it's going to be, hey, RJ, it's good to see you. So I wanted to go over each sign with you. I also wanted to kind of show you guys the map as well for Sebastian. So we'll do a few things today. I hope I'm not on too long, but I know the last time we didn't get a chance to really look. I have Summer's map going as well. Summer is over here. Let's see if I can get this so you guys can see. So the mile markers for Sebastian is at during the 911 call, we have like 1.75 miles away. We have 9 miles away, or 900 feet. Like I could take that 9, I could make it 900 feet, 900 yards, 9 miles, 90 feet, 900 yards, something along those lines, or 1.7 miles for the 911 call. Are 9 miles away, right? I could push it out to 9 miles away. So 9 miles, 1.7 miles, that could go out to 17 miles away as well. Because 1.7 can be 1.7 feet, 1.7 yards, 1.7 miles, up to 17 miles. If I really wanted to push it out, I could say 170 miles. For the I can't remember the mile markers for 3:10 a.m. But for midnight, the mile markers were 2.0, so that's almost 2 miles away. And it's unfortunate that we have to have this many maps going on for Sebastian because, the mother has just really given us such a wide time frame that it's really hard to narrow down a map. Now, Kirsty McIntosh, she did the 911 call map. I think I did a 911 call map too. I'm not sure. But she's mapped out, all through here where this line is, going over to Glatton, I believe, here. Let me get it so you guys can see. I'm gonna move it. Whoopsies. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get you guys as up close as possible. So, oh my gosh, I have 30 people here. I'm really nervous now. I'm really nervous. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. I get really nervous. Okay, so with Sebastian Rogers, there's a couple of maps that you know, it's unfortunate that we had to do, okay, because it's such a wide time frame. Hey, Brooke, it's good to see you. And that's just the way that it is, okay? Because we don't have, the mom has given us this time frame between really midnight to, you know, the 911 call the next morning. But in all actuality, we really have a time frame of after they left the restaurant to the next day, right? Because it's not, oops, there's my dog. Sorry. Hold on one second. Because it's not very common that we have such a wide range in a crime case. Usually you can narrow down when somebody went missing within an hour or two. This is a huge time frame. So it's unfortunate that we have a lot of maps that are going on, right? Like I have, when we saw the flashlights, I have that map going at 3:10 a.m. We have a map going for the one that Kirsty McIntosh did. That's a very reliable chart, the one that she did, okay? Because it does match the 911 call. Remember, when we do astrology, we want to map out the most important times that something's documented, right? So I did the 3:10 a.m. chart because it's documented that, you know, there was some lights seen. Now, later on, we found out that they weren't flashlights, that it was the trash truck, and I do believe that it was the trash truck theory, but regardless, I still have a map going on. Now, this map is for midnight, which is where I kind of do feel like something kind of, I don't know, maybe something nefarious started to happen at midnight to me, or when things are going down because of where Algol appears on the chart. You know, Algol is not Algol is not good. Okay, he is a demon star. He represents you know, rage, anger. He represents injuries to the upper part of the body, specifically the neck. He, you know, injuries to the upper head area, I would say. Algol is the eye of Medusa, and it is the demon star. So whenever Algol makes an appearance near the 7th house, which rules the open enemy to our victim, it's not good. And he starts to hang out. He starts to kind of show up on the scene. A little after 11:45 is when he starts to kind of show up, okay? And that's not good for anybody, okay? It's 333 here right now. So that's this chart here that I have going on. So this is the midnight chart. So it's got more activity going up in towards like the moon line. Down in here is the moon and the DNA line. Also, I have the another line down here. I can't remember what it was, but I have the degrees written out. And then there's a lot of activity going up into this area here on the chart. This road, going into like White House, I'm sorry, I called it White House area. This is the line of the Sun and Saturn. And both of well, Saturn rules the physical body, it rules your DNA, and it rules, you know, death, physical bones, teeth, hair, skin, muscles, and your overall skeleton. So it's an important place, right? And I really, this takes us all through Drake Creek, even Red Creek kind of runs through here, up through here as well. So this area I have been very suspicious about. And for these mile markers, we have, I believe it's 2.0 to 2. I can't remember, 2.3, 2.0, 2 miles away, up to 20 miles away, right? So the 911 call has 1.7 to 9 miles to 17 miles. And then at midnight, this is 2.0 and 2.3, I believe, or maybe 2.6. So 2.0 to 2.6 miles in between here. So again, I could use, 2.0. That could be 2.0 yards away, 2.0 miles away, right? So I just feel that this is just such a thick area of woods that he would be difficult to find. And this is the vital force. This is also Mercury, which can rule two people involved. It can also rule communication. So it'd be interesting if any cell phones pinged in this area. Anything in between here, I would be suspicious about as well. Because the planets are naturally making this big pie, right? So anything within here as well, I'm suspicious of. And I actually marked out a few mile markers here as well. Everything going okay? Somebody freaking out? Crap, they found my graveyard. Hi, Scary Movie. It's okay. I know we're going to have we've had some really, I've had a really bad experience with a subscriber that I had to block. So I really appreciate you blocking them, Aggie. It might be that crazy person that I was dealing with. Yeah, I think it's that crazy girl that I had to deal with. I had a crazy person that I had to deal with, and I had to block them on everything, and they're absolutely nuts. And I really hope that they get some psychological help. It's kind of actually sad, and I wish them well, but they think that they asked me to do a reading for them for free, and I was willing to do their work for free. And they freaked out because the bee videos that I did showing you guys my little bee video, I explained to her that I was stuck at the car dealership because our car broke down. We were there for 3 days straight. Every morning we had to show up there and deal with our car and talk to the manager. They had to fix our transmission went in our brand new car that we got. So they ripped us off and it was a big deal. And she asked me to do some astrology for her, which I did do her chart for her. And I did it for free, which I'm going to stop doing because when people beg you to do something for them and they keep begging because if you don't, their whole life falls apart. If they don't have their astrology chart read, major red flags that I missed, right? Thinking I'm trying to help somebody, but I didn't, she thought that because my B video uploaded first that I specifically ignored her. I told her that I can't do the astrology until I'm home at my laptop. I don't have access to all of my books. When I do your astrology charts, this is the book that I use. Well, I was stuck at the car dealership, so I couldn't do her reading. So the B video of me showing you guys the B clips was little videos, little clips that I had saved of recording the bee, and while I was at the car dealership, I uploaded them. They were only 6 minutes long. A 6 minute long video updates within like an hour on my end. My internet is slow. Her video that I did for her was over an hour and a half long. So I did a tarot reading for her, and I did a horror ray astrology chart for her for a court case. And it took me a long time because I'm learning this stuff. I'm learning, right? So I don't know everything yet. I have to really focus and concentrate. And I have a book that I use for horror ray astrology. When we do horror ray astrology, we're supposed to document the time that the question's asked, and I'm supposed to look up the planets that are above my head when the question is asked. And there's a whole process that we have to do for horror ray astrology, especially for a court case. So I had to look at her 10th house. Like, I had to break apart the 10th house, because that's where the judge is going to be. And where, you know, and if you want to know about a court case, you want to go to the 10th house, and you want to look at the 4th house for the outcome of the court case. Well, I wasn't at home. I didn't have all my books with me. I was at the car dealership. So she freaked out because I uploaded the B video first, okay? And that posted first before her hour-and-a-half long video posted. I can't send her a private link until I have till it posts, right? And once it's post, then I can send you the private link. This woman threatened my daughter's life and said that she wished my daughter, my spoiled rotten daughter, or my rotten daughter deserves bad karma, and you guys are going to get bad karma because I uploaded a B video first, and she wished harm upon my daughter because I didn't upload her video first. I did upload her video first. It just wasn't posting. But the other shorter clips that I did, like I updated a news clip, that uploaded right away. Then I uploaded a it was complicated. It took me an hour and a half. It takes me longer because, like I said, I'm learning this stuff. But you know, I did the best that I could. And let's remember, bitch ain't paying me shit. I'm doing it as a favor. I'm doing it as a courtesy to this woman, and she's absolutely insane. And here's the thing. She lives in a homeless shelter. She's got her ass beat like 3 times by these women that keep coming and beating the crap out of her. Now I know why. Because wherever she goes, she says, I can't get along with anybody. I don't know why nobody likes me. I don't understand why I can't get along with anybody. Well, you know what? Now it makes complete sense. And now that I think back about it, your astrology makes sense too. And I really hope she gets some help. So it's a mess. All right. So with Sebastian Rogers, the road that I'm interested in, and I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with a psychopath. If she's showing up in the comments section, it's probably her or something like that. Because I'm telling you, this person's not wrapped too tight. It's actually really sad. I really feel sorry for them. I really hope they get some help, and that they, you know, become spiritually elevated and realize that nobody owes them shit. And when somebody does them a favor, it's a favor. And I told her I wasn't at home and I didn't have access to my laptop. But, you know, she took it all wrong just because I uploaded a bee video about my bee dying first. And she's just absolutely nutbag. Okay, so this road I am curious about. And I keep thinking, like, he could be near this creek, Drake Creek Road, or he could be near the road. Because the name of the road is like... This road over here is Lemire Lane. That road goes through Juniper as well. But this road here is called like Tyree or Tylee. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Even this road here, how it kind of goes off into like a dead end. I don't know if you guys can see it. But it's just kind of creepy to me, right? Like... This road here, I'm interested in as well for Sebastian Rogers. And then we'll break down like everybody's sign. Hogan's Branch Road goes through here. But this one road called Tyree or I can't remember the name of it. I find it interesting. This road here. Drake Creek. anybody that lives in this house here. I mean, not that I'm accusing them, but just that they should really check their backyard. They should really check if he did wander. Okay, that's if he did wander. You know, they should really be checking their yards. This house here should be checking their yards. This house here, because it's in between the mile markers, right? So, I'm not accusing them of doing anything. I'm just saying that they're in a prime location where he could be. Like, he really could be. And that Tyree Road, I'm interested in. So, but now I can't find it because I just had it mapped out a second ago. Hogan's Branch Road, North Hope Road. I think it's called Tyree Springs Road. I would be interested in that as well. Hogan's Way. And there's like water over here. Anywhere where there's water, a water source as well. So, Long Hollow Pike Road. The map maps out Long Hollow Pike Road as well. And for the moon line, it maps out this area down here. I think it's important. There's areas on the map here that are important as well. I mean, there could be evidence or something dropped off through here. And this is right by the restaurant. The line goes right near the restaurant. So we really want to look for a body location on the sides of these lines as well. And that Sanders Ferry Road is in between the pie, Aggie. I know that you mentioned it before. Hey, Wild Man's mom. So all through here is, I find it, prime locations. Red Creek and Drake's Creek and that Tyree Springs Road, or Tyree, I think it might be called Tyree Springs Road. I mean, he could have been dumped off of Tyree Springs Road, and if it's near a creek on Tyree Springs Road, I would be looking at that too. Like right in through here. I have a strong feeling about that. Plus it goes right through up to his old school. So his old school is in White House. So I'm interested in that as well. This road here. I think it's 258. This road here. Looks like it turns into, see, Drake's Creek is here. Hollow. And then it goes into Tyree Springs Road, this road here. I'm interested in this road for Sebastian Rogers. Off the sides of this road, and if a creek runs through here, it looks like Drake's Creek is off through here as well. I'm interested in it. And I'm interested in it up in here as well. Tyree Springs Road up in here as well. I think it's spelled Tyree. Tyree Springs. A spring represents Aquarius as well, and the water. And, he does have Saturn in Pisces. So that means that he could really be in or near, really close to water. He's got a lot of water in his chart. So this area here, Tyree Springs Road, I'm very interested in. Okay, so let's go over your astrology. So this is going to represent your rising signs. So if you know your rising sign, you go to you pull up your chart, and your rising sign is right here. Okay? And it represents the first house. All right. So everyone's sun sign is entering the sign of Taurus. And there's something amazing that's happening with all of your astrology. It's called a chasmy, I think it's called. A chasmy is when the sun makes a really close, it's the sun is shining its light on another planet. Basically, it occurs when a planet forms an exact conjunction. So it's like they're on top of each other, kissing, right? An exact conjunction. Conjunction means next to, with the sun. So this is going to initiate a new cycle for everyone. Maybe something that you've been hoping for or wishing for a while can really come to fruition now. It's called In the Heart of the Sun. So, and if you are a sun sign, which I know RJ is, I think he has a sun sign in his astrology. I can't quite remember, but if you are a Leo, but it doesn't matter. Even if you're not ruled by the sun, we are all represented by the sun on our astrology charts. Okay. So, let's go over your, Wheel of Life. This is the Wheel of Life. So we're going to be talking about the houses. So your rising sign is what I'm going off of. And I'm pretty sure I did this right because I double checked it in this book. And then I also double checked everything on an app. So I did look at I looked at all the signs. Okay. So if you are an Aries rising, you are going to be active. This is your Taurus, and the sun is going to transit for you in the second house. So that means your money, your possessions, your income, and your assets, the way that you cherish things. Maybe your home, maybe you're going to be doing some home improvements or working around the house. Now, this is if you're an Aries rising. So Aries rules I am. It's when you're first born, and when you're in the sign of the second house, it's usually ruled by Taurus and Venus. It rules I have. So think about I have, right? So that is going to be taking place for you guys. And overall, the sun in Taurus. So I'm just going to be reading from this book by Juliana McCarthy. The stars within you. Okay. So when your sun does a journey through Taurus, it's a slow and sensual connected time. Okay. So think of sensuality. Taurus rules your neck and your throat. All right. So maybe some of you might have issues with a sore throat right now. Maybe you're dealing with a cold. Okay. So a lot of you might have issues with your neck, muscles in the neck, issues with your jaw, your teeth, your larynx, and your voice, and your throat. So you could, on the worst part, you could end up with a sore throat. Okay. Also on a grand global scale, if like the worst case scenario, but I'm really not feeling it, but the worst case scenario, we could have something to deal with land, because Taurus does deal with land. Okay. Property, possessions, I have, right? Like, this is my land. And it makes me think of the war that's happening, with it joining, a lot of this Uranus energy as well. We could have people fighting over land, but that's worst case scenario on a global level. Overall, on a personal level, I really feel like this is a beautiful time for all of you because of what the universe is doing for all of you right now. So I really wanted to tell all of you about what's happening with your sun sign. Okay. All right. So this is a time for sensuality. Appreciating things that are beautiful, trying to bring balance into your life. Venus is about balance, okay? The Taurine energy is here to provide the rest of us grounded and practicality, to remind us of being silent and connection to earth and our own physical bodies. The journey of Taurus is to develop a healthy sense of self-worth and to surrender your strong attachment to material security, wealth, and vanity. Taurus can help others to heal, awaking us through their touch and embodies of self-worthiness and self-strength. Taurus have many gifts, particularly in the realm of creativity and arts, such as cooking, ceramics, woodworking. They are sensual lovers and love to have their neck kissed as well. So, like I said, this is a time for sensuality. It's a time to, remember the things that we treasure, whether that be your home, your car, or it be your pet, or it be your lover. Okay, it's time that we cherish the ones that we love the most, how we love and care for them, and how we take care of them, how we maintain our relationships, how we maintain our property, how we maintain the things that we own so that we can have it last longer. During this time, I want you to not get caught up in the superficial bullshit of the world where you need to go out and feel like you got to go out and buy something, right? Like, Taurus will tell you to be practical and frugal. Taurus will tell you to make do with what you have and make it last. Whether you need to polish an old pair of shoes or go out and clean out your car and get it detailed so your car looks brand new again. You don't have to go out and buy a new car. Maybe your car just needs a good washing and a good detail, and it will last you much longer. Take care of the things that you have, whether that be a person or something that you own. That's kind of what I'm feeling this could be. Okay, so going back to Aries, you're going to be really focused on the second house. Again, that is money, possessions, income, and assets. How you care for the things that you have. Okay, Taurus rising signs. So this would be Taurus on the rising sign. That is... So Taurus is really going to be focused on self right now. There's a lot of things going on with Taurus risings that has to do with everything that's happening with themselves, their home life. It rules I am. The first house rules I am. And it's usually ruled by a fire sign. So that would be an earth rising sign in a fire sign position, right? So focusing on yourself and focusing on... putting your best face forward, your reputation, how you view the world. When you when you roll down your window and you have to talk to somebody, that is the face that you put forward to the world. That's why your rising sign is so important, because your rising sign is the face that you present to the world. So basically it's like this. If you are, like, Aggie is an Aries, okay? So Aggie's an Aries. So the vessel that holds Aggie is an Aries. But when she rolls down the window, and let's say she has to talk to a police officer or she has to greet somebody in the vessel that holds Aries, let's say it's a vehicle, right? If you can think of Aries as the vehicle that drives you, or when you go to somebody's house, it's an Aries house, okay? But when Aries answers the door to greet you, who answers the door to greet you is your rising sign, okay? That's the face that you present to the world. I hope that makes sense. And the moon sign is who's sitting in the back seat. It's your emotions. It's how you deal with things. And at any other time, one of these other planets can come over, and let's say Aries is driving the wheel, driving the vessel, okay, driving that vehicle to run around the world, right? To function in this world. It's Aggie is an Aries. So her vehicle is an Aries. But when Aggie rolls down the window, her rising sign greets the people who come to her window. But when Aggie is emotional, it's her moon sign that takes over the wheel. Then the moon starts driving the wheel, right? Even though it's in an Aries vehicle, the moon might be driving because at that moment she might be emotional. Now, if there's something that she has to deal with, like love or something else going on, one of the planets will take over the wheel, right? So that whole thing, that whole expression where it says Jesus take the wheel, Jesus does take the wheel, but what happens is they put a planet there to take over that vehicle to help you get through it. All these planets are here to help push you through and help guide you so you can get through your day, get through a tough week. So sometimes it's not It's not Aries driving the vehicle, it's your moon sign driving the vehicle, or it's your rising sign driving the vehicle, or another planet pops in and takes over that wheel and starts to drive the Aries vehicle. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's why your rising sign is very important. And in Vedic astrology, like they really go off of your rising sign more so than your sun sign. So Taurus rising is going to be dealing with everything within the first house. So that is your appearance, your first impressions, your head, your face, your sense of style, your uniqueness, how you greet the world, and putting on a good impression. Okay, so it's going to be focusing on self. So Gemini risings, you are going to be dealing with 12th house energy. So right now, our Gemini risings, which is me, are going to be dealing, I'm a Gemini rising. You're going to be dealing with 12th house energy. So this is retreat, kind of being isolated, escape, hidden, release, and your unconscious. The 12th house also has to do with your self-undoing, your self-unfolding. It also has to do with spirituality, your mental health, how you dream, and basically, 12th house is, is how I create, I believe, or no, how I believe in things. So it has to do with your spirituality, your spiritual beliefs, the mysticism of life. Also can do with photography, film, painting, and your spiritual beliefs. And it's a water sign, so you'll be very in your emotions and feeling everything, because the two fish feel everything. Okay, so Cancer rising, you are going to enter the 11th house. So for our Cancers rising, that's a lot of networking for you, dealing with your friends, dealing with a friend group probably. So the 11th house is your hopes, your wishes, your community, good spirit, your friendship groups, and your good luck, and making your dreams come true. So our Cancers are really in a great position. This is an air sign. Aquarius rules I know. So what I know, my knowledge, right? I know. And making your dreams come true. So maybe you've had something in the works, and you need to network and talk to others. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's what this house can represent for you. I wish the planets would help teach my kid to drive. Lord, she is 18 and she has panic attacks and has run over. I have panic attacks too. Has run over out porch and ended us in the. Oh my gosh. And I'm trying to be her teacher. Oh my gosh, Wild Man's mom. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny. I mean, I know it worries you. So she just kind of has a panic attack, and then she gets scared, and then she gets distracted. I was the same way. I can remember getting like scared and distracted and thinking I was pressing the brake, and I was really pressing the gas pedal. Oh, that was terrible. And she's 18. I hope she's going to be okay. We will be saying prayers for you guys, okay? Okay, so Leo rising. So this is if you have Leo on as your rising sign, you're going to be in the 10th house, which is your reputation, your work environment, focusing on your career. So if you're a Leo rising, you're going to be focusing on the 10th house energy. This is your fame, your reputation, your profession, your public image. You can be dealing with family issues, possibly a mom or your dad. This house is the government, and it is ruled by Saturn. Saturn can give delays, and Saturn can kind of give not really conflicts, but I could say, he can kind of delay things, right? Where maybe you were wanting something to happen, but Saturn can kind of add complications and delays. But Saturn does appreciate hard work. So just remember, our Leo risings, that if you're dealing with the 10th house energy right now for the sun transiting Taurus, you know, you're going to be dealing with career, your reputation. Hopefully there isn't many setbacks, but whatever hard work that you've put in, Saturn will reward you. So he is like slow and steady wins the race. That's this guy. That's what you're going to be dealing with, okay? It's an earth sign and you're a fire sign. So you're in a fire sign house. But overall, he does reward hard work, okay? So you should focus on your skills at work as well. Or, you know, if you're in school, you might be getting hard work is paying off in school as well if you're a student. All right, so Virgo rising. That would be for Virgo risings, you're going to be dealing with the 9th house. And this is going to be dealing with travel. It could be long distance travel, studying. The 9th house rules God, the divine, how we are connected to spirit. It rules your faith. Maybe you're questioning your faith right now, our Leo risings, or you could be, you know, getting more connected to God and the spiritual realm of things, okay? It also rules higher learning, education, and, you know, philosophy, and colleges, so college campuses and things like that. That's all the 9th house. So that would be our Virgo risings are going to be dealing with this type of energy. So you could be learning something new, learning a new skill, trying to, you know, better yourself and better your spirituality as well. Okay, so Libra risings, you are dealing with 8th house energy. Libra risings are an air sign, and you're going to be in a water sign house. This is usually ruled by Scorpio. You could be dealing with inheritance. You could be dealing with some type of death. I hope not, but this is the house where things like that could happen. You could be dealing with, you know, maybe preparing. You know, this is when you kind of want to get all your ducks in a row, like life insurance policies. I always think of that whenever my son, whenever I have planets active in this house, I always like check over my paperwork to make sure that I'm okay, that, you know, in case something happens to me, that my life insurance policy is, you know, cleared up. Also, it's dealing with debt, dealing with taxes, you know, the money that you make. If you're in a relationship, it's your husband's money. It can also be your money that as a couple, okay? It also deals with inheritance. It also deals with magic. It also deals with, you know, your psyche. It is the house of I create, because Scorpios can create things, okay? The 7th house. So Scorpio rising. So this would be having Scorpio as your rising sign. Your sun, oops, sorry guys, I keep bumping into you. Your sun is going to be in the 7th house. So, you'll be dealing with partnerships, husbands, wives, things like that. So, maybe that you're dealing with your relationships with others. So this rules partnerships. It could be with a business partner, or it could be with a spouse, or it could be with a boyfriend or a lover, okay? Or even your friends. It's everyone who's not us. That's what this house is for Scorpio rising. It's an air sign, so you might have to be communicating more. You might be talking to your significant other more, trying to communicate to work things out. It deals with partnerships in business and in relationships. Okay, so Sagittarius rising. So this is having Sagittarius on your rising sign. So this is dealing with 6th house energy. So this is an earth sign for a fire sign. The sixth house is I analyze. It's usually ruled by Virgo. So again, you're going to be gathering intel. You're going to be gathering information. I always think of Mercury. So Mercury and Virgo, they share the same planet. Gemini and Virgo share the same planet. They share Mercury, but they use the planet very differently. One Gemini is talkative and it's more output. Okay, if you think of how Mercury has the two little feathers on top of his helmet, think of it as like input, output, input, output. So Mercury is more like gathering the information and then putting it out into the world. Virgo is more like our sponges, okay? So our Sagittarius risings are going to deal with gathering information, becoming more knowledgeable about something that you've been working on. And I'm sure it's going to be about how you care for others. So our Sagittarius risings might be a caregiver. They may have to care about other people. And maybe you might be dealing with some health issues. I would say possibly your stomach. And because it's going to be with Virgo, with Virgo is like a nervous stomach. Your anxiety is where Virgos kind of struggle. They really do struggle with anxiety and having that anxiety sit in their bellies. So our Sagittarian risings might be dealing with, anxiety, nerves, a nervous stomach, things like that. This affects your routines. So you're either going to be able to get back into a routine, or you're hopefully, I really feel like this is a positive thing. Okay, because on the 18th, we have that Cassini, I think it's called a Cassini, where the sun is really going to shine. Okay, like this is kind of magical. I'm maybe I'm just not educated enough to tell you, like, this is magical. Okay, there's something magical happening, and I need to do my best to tell you that good things are going to be happening for all of you. Okay, like the universe has your backs right now, and I don't know how else to say it. Okay, so our Sagittarius risings are also going to be dealing with how you care about your pets, how you care about your loved ones. Thank you, Aggie. I appreciate that. And, you might have to deal with a chronic illness, or dealing with someone else's chronic illness, okay? But whatever it's going to be, you might be gathering information on how to better serve others so you can care for other people and care for yourself as well. So be aware of, networking information coming to you so you can be a better caregiver and care for yourself, care about your loved ones. Even if you work in an environment where you work in a service environment, that you are of service to others somehow, this might be, you've been waiting for something to come in, and this is when it's going to come in and happen for you. Okay, so the next house would be a Capricorn. So Capricorn is an earth sign. Capricorn, I want to make sure I say the right thing here. So Capricorn is I use. See it? I use, a cardinal earth sign. So another creator, okay? Knees and bones. So Capricorns rules, like I said, the skeleton, right? He rules our DNA. And you're going to be in a Taurus position with your sun, so you could be dealing with neck issues, you could be dealing with a sore throat, something like that. This is the house for Capricorn to finally relax. A Capricorn rising is going to be in a house of pleasure and leisure. Our Capricorns are the workaholics of the zodiac, okay? They're the father and mothers of the zodiac, but they're also the workaholics. These guys work hard, okay? They have a lot of pressure on them. They carry a lot of weight on their shoulders. They have mountains to climb. They're always trying to reach the top of that mountain, because that's what they are. They're the mountain goat. But this is time for our Capricorns to finally take a break and relax, okay? Capricorn rising. So you might have to also deal with children, or it's telling you to go and relax with your children. Take a break and take some quality time and spend with your children. You won't regret it, okay? So this is about children, creativity, pleasure, romance, good fortune, and sex, okay? So our Capricorns are going to get lucky. Woohoo! Okay. I'm just kidding. Hopefully they get lucky. I hope somebody does out there. Okay. All right. So Capricorn rising. Next would be Aquarius rising. So I just did this for Ziggy the other day. I just broke down some of Ziggy's chart, and it was really sweet because she has her her astrology, she's all in the 4th house right now, which represents family. So this is about your family heritage, making your home comfortable, your safe place, your private place. Okay, it rules your past, your father, even motherhood, your home life, your family life, your lineage, and your private safe place. So it also has to do with your spirituality and your intuition. So this is a time for our Aquarius risings to really take time with your spirituality. This is a natural empath sign, where you might be dealing with what, if you've been feeling about something and you've had intuition about something, this might be when you actually get clarification that what you've been feeling is coming to fruition. Okay, this has to do with making the home, cooking good meals, spending quality time with your family, and making the home that your family lives in with you comfortable. Taking care of the areas that you guys spend the most time in, the kitchen, the den, the dining room, something like that. Okay, making your bedroom sensual. Cancers are sensual lovers. They usually know what their lover needs before their lover even asks for it. Okay, cancers are a very loving sign. Okay, they're very empathetic, very emotional, but they also are intuitive lovers. Okay. All right, so Pisces rising, you are going to be dealing with the 3rd house energy. This is my sun. My sun is a Pisces rising, which is a water sign. And the 3rd house is ruled usually by Gemini, which is an air sign. So again, this is when you're really going to be focusing on communication. My son is an IT tech specialist, so it's and he works at a school. So I found this interesting because it's working with siblings, school, short trips around your neighborhood, short distant journeys, things like that. The goddess, working on your spirituality, being connected to the mother goddess, connected to Gaia, okay? Connected to God. This house is ruled by Hermes. He's the messenger in between the two worlds, and he is the messenger of the gods, okay? So listening to spirit, listening to your gut instincts. That's all this. Neighborhoods, your neighbors, communication. So, he could have something going on. Well, all of you, I'm saying my son, but you could have something going on within your neighborhood. You could be communicating with your neighbors more, building everlasting relationships within your community, in your local neighborhood, working on the relationship with your siblings. Or you might hear from a sibling. You might actually get a phone call or get a Facebook message from an old cousin, or a cousin, a sibling, a friend that you would consider like a brother, or a friend that you consider like a sister. That all falls under here as well. So networking within your local community, networking within your job. This is a great time to communicate, work on getting all those emails caught up to date, things like that, and communicating with others. All right, so that's all 12 signs. I really hope that this helped everybody. Is that person still coming in attacking me? I'm really sorry, guys. I did block them, but I know they have a few accounts. So, kind of sucks. It's really sad that somebody gets that crazy over astrology and tarot reading. But they do. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do with her. I hope she gets better, right? And I hope she finds another astrologer to work with, or actually, she probably needs counseling. I recommended for her to get mental health a few times. I really hope she does. I sent you guys the email that she sent me. Like, it was crazy. I don't know. Absolutely crazy. All right, do you guys have any questions? I know this was a long video. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. You keep track of money. I'm getting finally a chance to read all the notes. All right, everyone. Do you have any questions about Sebastian's chart or anything like that? I'm still working on Summer's. Summer is over here. Summer's chart is way over here. There's Summer. So I'm still working on her. So this is the moon and our astrological suspect that Missy gave me for Summer. And I really, 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 really wish that we could search this area here. All these houses here, like everyone here needs to check their properties all through here. For Summer Wells. Limestone branch, the moon line, and Mars goes right through here, and it makes a pie. So do you see how it maps this out? Like, that is crazy to me because it actually maps out the road. The planets are mapping out the actual road. And all of these houses that are on these lines here need to check their properties. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone's guilty just because a line goes through their house does not mean that they're guilty. It can mean that they might know someone. They might know someone that hurt Summer, okay? They might have a drug connection or have a acquaintance in any of these houses here. So Simpson Road and Ben Hill Road, the planets are mapping out. And where I've circled, there's houses there. And I don't know whose houses they belong to. That's the thing. I don't know whose houses they belong to. This ditch here, this house here, I'm not sure whose house that is, but they really need to check their property because look how the line, that's Summer's line. It goes right through there. And all on here. I would double check the properties because it's just so close to where she's at. I mean, where the planets are saying to check, right? Because the planets are going right through here. And it actually maps out the road, kind of like how the planets map out that Tyree Springs Road for Sebastian. And it goes all the way out here. It maps out the road. And I find that incredible. All through here, it's mapping out. And I believe there's a creek through here as well for Summer Wells. All along this road needs to be checked. If they could research this, maybe they need another set of eyes to come out here and search. I'm still working on it. And everything in between this pie as well, I find interesting. I think it's amazing that the planets are mapping out this road like this. Because it's actually going through houses and yards. I think she's closer than we think, personally. And then the river, the same river near Sebastian's house, I find interesting as well because there's parts on Summer's chart that map out the river. to a T. As well. Out here. The river. So she could be on any of these mile markers as well. But these little marks here, I find interesting because it's mapping out the river. And Missy's astrological suspect maps out on one of these lines too. The house that he lived in. I'm not sure if the astrological suspect still lives in that house, but the line went right through his backyard, through his front door. It went through his front door and out his back door. It's really weird. That's how specific these lines can get. Sometimes I've noticed these maps go, like they'll map out the entrance of a parking lot and then the exit of a parking lot. It's crazy. Like you would see where the killer would have to come in, and then it maps out where the killer would have to exit as well. So Horde Island, I find that interesting. All through the river here, the lines go through for Summer Wells. So all along the river here, the lines map out, which I find pretty interesting. Over this highway bridge here, Highway Bridge 236, Howard Shoals, Horde Island, kind of maps it all out. Up here as well on the river for Summer Wells. Because it's where the mile markers match. Sand Branch, I find interesting. King's Shoals. It's right where the lines crisscross. So I'm still working on her as well. And I know you guys, I still have a lot to map out, but I will be mapping it out. Here's another little area here that's got water. Because, you know, summer has that whole Aquarius vibe as well, which rules fresh water. Can rule fresh water, railroad tracks, things like that. Kingsport Reserve. The line goes through. So I find that interesting as well. I don't know if there's a bridge that goes over that or if there's like a little bridge nearby, because Aquarius rules dams, railroad bridges, highway bridges that have water going underneath of them. Bays Mountain Reservoir, Kingsport Reservoir. I find all that very interesting as well for summer. And that main road out of her house, because this is the planet that's ruling her, and then this is the moon. So I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm getting there. Sulphur Springs. That all sounds like Aquarius. Anything that has springs or, you know, any type of water in their name, I would pay attention to it. So this could be, you know, people that are connected to her crime. Okay, I don't want to accuse anyone, or are indirectly connected to her crime, right? We could be, think of it like that. Either they're somewhat connected. They know someone that knows something like that. You could look at it like that as well for summer. I know this is a huge area to check, but Dykes Mill, too. Light Hollow Road. It's all like near this, where the lines crisscross. There's a house here. They really need to check their properties. I mean, they really need to recheck their properties. All these places on this line here. I can't stress it enough. They could have missed something. They could have easily have missed something the first time around. You know, it's just very active on Ben Hill Road and Simpson Road. Beach Creek. Right here. And in here. All these areas should be double checked. I can't stress it enough. Light Hollow Road, Limestone Branch Road, Bell Road. I would check all these areas as well. She could have easily been, I hate to think of it like that, but she could have been dumped. She could have been dumped off the side of the road and hidden in somewhere. Very possible. Hey, The Real Gemini, it's good to see you. You can go on Jupiter's past lives and see her tarot and read. Yeah. Yep. Hey, The Real Gemini. You think she's in their driveway? It actually maps out the driveway. It maps out a few people's driveways. It's really weird where these lines go. Like, it's really weird how the planets are mapping us. But they are. They map us. Look at this. I think that's crazy how the planets do this. But they do. There's a driveway right there, and the line goes right through the driveway. There's another driveway, and the line goes right through the driveway. I find it fascinating. All right. Well, that's what I have for now. So, hi, Mike. It's good to see you. Anyone can guess. If you know, you know, you don't. Yeah. I really hope that people just double search, double check. You know, maybe because after snow and rain, I mean, maybe there's just something here, okay? Because this is the moon. This is ruled by the moon. And this line here rules summer. And it makes a pie. And I just find it absolutely amazing that the planets do this. So I have about 8 more planets to map out. And I'm going to do Pluto. I think I'm going to start mapping Pluto from here on out. Because Pluto rules death. Pluto rules death. And I should really start mapping Pluto. You know? Even if Pluto isn't, you know, really active in the charts, I'm going to start mapping Pluto more. But these lines go through Simpson Loop. So that means that the kidnapper or killer, okay, whoever is responsible for her going missing, could have taken any of these roads here. This is the, look, it goes right through what is that? The Morrison Cemetery. Look how the lines go through the cemetery. Look at that. Now that's an astrological, mathematical equation. Takes me through this cemetery. Okay? It's not like I'm having a psychic vision or making this up. It's a mathematical equation, and you multiply the degrees, and then you get this, okay? You add the degrees of the houses, and this is kind of what you get. So it's not like I'm having a psychic vision or a dream or a feeling, right? It's math. It's math. It's all math. So it's, you know, even here, look how close this one road goes to this line here. It's like, it goes right through someone's the end of somebody's driveway or the end of this road. Like, could somebody have driven to the end of this road here? Reese Light Road? Because look how close it is to the mile marker. And then it just dead ends. Like, what the hell is that? Like, we should check that. I think we should check this area here. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a little thingy there. Because it's in the middle of nowhere. And look how thick the brush is. Summer could be here. She really could. Summer could be here. You guys have any questions or anything about the map or the math or the way the astrology works, or about how your sun is going to be in the sign of Taurus for the next couple of days, like over a week, guys? You're going to be having all this amazing good luck. It really is amazing, huh? I'm so very intrigued by this discovery. Thank you, Juniper. And I'm wishing and praying for all her peace of mind and blessings. Me too. Sorry I had to vent about the person that was blowing up our chat earlier. I think it's her. It's really sad, but I'm trying to tell you guys what happened. So you know. I didn't mean to upset them, but I upset them, and I'm really sorry, but I can't make everybody happy. Here's another one. Mountain View Road that goes through. That's another area that I would be interested in. Old Blair's Gap. I'm not sure if I'm spelling that correctly. So, I mean, this line could be where a killer lives, where a kidnapper lives, or somebody who knows something about something, okay? Somebody knows something about something, and they're not talking. And the line could go right through where they live. Or where the kidnappers had to utilize a road to get out of, to leave. So, Blair's Gap Road. I think it's Old Blair's Road. That looks intriguing to me as well. Because the line goes through it. So, and this form of astrology has been used for over 30 years. And if you guys watch Kirsty McIntosh, which is who I've learned this from by watching her channel, and I bought her book, Criminal Astrology, Volume 1, okay? She teaches you how to do it, and then when you watch her channel, she will teach you how to do this mile marker. So, sorry, my husband's sick down there. We've been dealing with the Taurus sore throat energy here. Been waking up with sore throats. So, she teaches you how to do this, and you have to use Scribble Maps. It won't work on Google Maps, guys. So if you want to learn how to do this, you have to download Scribble Maps. It's the only one that allows you to multiply and add in to do the math and do the degrees. Okay? So I really hope that these areas here recheck their properties, because she really could be in there. I mean, she really could. She could be so close, like right under everyone's noses, and they don't even know it. You're welcome, Aggie. I wish I could do better. Now, Kirsty McIntosh, she did a map as well. I'm doing a map with suspects, with asteroids. So this line here is the unknown astrological suspect that, could possibly be involved. He doesn't look good on the astrology. That's just astrology. It doesn't mean that he did anything, or he could know somebody that did something, right? Or he could be connected to somebody who lives on this road that's mapping out. Like this property here, it really needs to get checked. Look how the line goes through, right through that house. I'm not accusing them of doing anything. They might be indirectly involved, or they might indirectly know someone that did something. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it. There's a piece of property here. The line goes right through it. Like, it should really be checked for Summer Wells. These sheds here, it looks like they're sheds. They might be a house, I'm not sure. Or barns or something. That really needs to get checked. And again, it's mapping out people's personal driveways. So for Summer, you know, for Summer's sake, we really should be checking all this area again. I just find it fascinating that the moon and our astrological suspect map out the road. This property here, the driveway here, needs to be checked. I mean, we could have really just missed her over and over again. Keep missing her. I'm not sure whose property this is, but I would really love for them to just go out and check. And it's not me accusing anyone of doing anything. I'm just saying, you know, she could be back here. She could have wandered off. Let's say she did. You know, so we should check it just to be, it's better to be safe than sorry. This is another road. So I would really love for everyone that lives in this pie to really check. And on the outside of the pie, on this side as well. It's just, the planets are trying to tell us something. What, I don't know, okay? But we really need to check these areas for Summer. She could have been missed. Goes all through Limestone Branch Road. Limestone Branch. I guess that's a road. Or a trail. Out in here. So. Pine Ridge. Ugly Hollow. Like above those areas. Through here. Did you create this app? No, I didn't. I answered my question before I even finished typing. I've been so many questions, although where do you even begin? Well, I would begin with this book. So first you want to learn, and I'm still learning this, guys, okay? So, you know, that's why I always try to remind all of you that, is there water near Limestone Branch as well, Blue Willow? Because she could really be near a fresh water source, something that's moving, okay? First, what you want to do, guys, is, you know, get a regular astrology book. This is the one that I started off with. The stars are within you. Learn how to read your own natal chart. Learn what a sextile is. Learn what a, you know, what a conjunction means. Learn your houses. This thing here. Learn your houses. And learn what each and every one of these mean. Okay? And on a crime chart, the first house rules the victim. And it will describe to you what our victim looks like. Because, look, here it tells us It rules the appearance. The 7th house rules the open enemy to our victim, okay? What's opposed our victim, okay? And then the 7th house will describe what our killer looks like. All right, so like if Gemini's here, you could maybe have 2 killers, or you could have a killer that was in communication with somebody about somebody, okay? That they were communicating with someone else to do this crime, something like that. Or it rules siblings, or it rules schools, it rules vehicles, it rules short trips, okay? If you had Gemini show up here for the open enemy. If you had Sagittarius show up here for an open enemy, we could be dealing with somebody that's from far away. They could, or they could be, you know, they've traveled. They're not local. They're not from the area. If it's like Capricorn in the 1st house, that usually means that we're not looking for someone who's alive. You know, like, and depending on the degree of the 1st house, that kind of lets you know if you should even attempt to read the chart. Like, you know, 25 degrees above and 5 degrees below, you know, they tell you, you know, you can't really ask your question. Like, well, it's still a valid chart, but it's not like, usually means that the event has already taken place, that our victim is already gone. Okay, I'm trying to be as polite as possible here. So, you know, if Capricorn shows up ruling the 1st house, you kind of already know that you're looking for someone that's deceased, okay? Or that is badly injured, all right? Libra, Scorpio, you could be looking at sex crimes. Sagittarius shows up in the 1st house, sometimes you're looking at some stalking, or if Sagittarius over here, you might be having a stalker, because Sagittarius could be a stalker. Scorpio could be a stalker as well, or crossing boundaries. This might be a person that, you know, lacks boundaries with Scorpio. So, yeah, that's kind of how it works. No, you're fine, Kiva. It's fine. So I would start off, you know, reading a book like this. Get really familiar with just basic astrology, okay? And then get Kirsty's book. Okay, Kirsty is like the meat and potatoes of criminal astrology, okay? And she'll teach you how to break down the charts. She actually has charts in here where she does real cases, and she breaks down the charts for you guys, and teaches you how to look at the charts in a criminal way. And it's not easy, guys. I'm just going to tell you that. I mean, I really am struggling at times. Like, sometimes I feel really overwhelmed, and I feel like I'm not doing anything right. But, you know, you'll get it. Eventually, the charts will start to talk to you and tell you what happened to your victim, okay? And then get other books. Like, I use Caroline Lilly's book. I would get Val Evans' book, but I honestly, guys, I would really start off with Kirsty, okay? And then work your way up, okay, to doing like Val Evans, and because she really breaks down, she's like the sprinkles on top of a cupcake, okay? She's amazing. She has so much knowledge about breaking down the charts. So then get her book, get Caroline Lilly's book, Understanding Criminal Astrology for Everyone. And then, you know, if you want to do Vedic astrology, there's Vedic astrology. You can learn Vedic astrology too, which Vedic astrology is always 24 degrees behind us. So in Western astrology, we're reading the planets that are in this house, but technically Vedic astrology is the body of the planet is 24 degrees behind. So Vedic astrology is a lot more intense, but it breaks the charts down a little bit differently, and it's amazing. There's so much astrology that you guys can learn. I'm really only dancing on the tip of the iceberg of what I know and what I'm trying to share with you, right? So I just learned about fertility in astrology. So if you want to know about how many children you're going to have, you're going to look at the 5th house. whatever planets are sitting in the 5th house can tell you whether you're going to have children or not. I just learned how to do that. Jupiter gets everybody pregnant. Jupiter is Zeus. I'm sure you're familiar with all of Zeus's crazy stories. But Jupiter, whatever Jupiter touches, it expands it. It makes it bigger, right? So if you have Jupiter in the 5th house, that can mean you're going to have many children. Venus, another thing that we get confused, and I've learned this as well recently, that, a lot of us think that the moon is fertility. Well, the moon isn't necessarily fertility. The moon is motherhood. She represents womanhood and motherhood. But Venus is really fertility. She's what rules fertility. So having Venus in the 5th house is a good indication that you're fertile and that you're going to have children. Having Mercury in this house is a good indication of siblings and that you're going to have children, okay? If Black Moon Lilith is in there, that's not a very good sign. If Capricorn is ruling this house, or if you have Saturn in this house, Saturn is about delay, and can mean that you're going to have children later in life, okay? Mars can bring out passions and desires, but we don't want to have Mars in the 5th house so much for having children, because Mars can increase your blood pressure. And, you don't want a high blood pressure to get pregnant. So, criminal astrology, interesting. I almost took law school too instead of, thank you, Aggie. I appreciate it so much. Criminal astrology, interesting. I almost took law school too instead of multimedia design. Right on. Yeah, I just learned about geoastrology. Yeah. Word that's called is so accurate, I find. Yes. Even in these books, she talks about the house's ruling directions. And the other book I have, I don't have it up here on me right now, will tell you states, countries, okay? So if you look, oh, I think I just got stuck. I don't know how long I was stuck. Can you guys see? So here in Kirsty's book, she gives you the sense of directions, right? So the sun generally rules the east direction. The moon rules the northwest direction. Mars rules the south direction. Mercury rules the north direction. Jupiter rules the northeast. Venus rules the southeast direction. Saturn rules the west direction. First house east, second house north, northeast. So yeah, I mean, it's really fascinating, guys. It really is. And I'm just at the tip of the iceberg, guys, okay? Like, I don't know everything. And I'm recording my journey with all of you, okay? So if I make a mistake, I'm making my mistakes with you. I'm recording my journey of teaching myself how to do this, which is why, when you guys ask me to do an astrology chart for you, I'll be like, yes, I really do want to learn how to do this. So I want to make sure I have all my books with me and things like that. So, she even breaks down like angular houses, suggest a quick recovery. So here, let me show it to you. Angular houses suggest a quick, like a missing item, because you can use location astrology if you lost your necklace. You can use horror ray astrology. I just figured out how to do horror ray astrology for a lawsuit. So for, this would be the judge. For horror ray astrology is asking the universe a question and making a chart, and, you, the querent, asking the question, would I win the court case? You look for the 10th house for the judge, and whatever planet is ruling, whatever is ruling that, you look for that planet, right? So it was a custody battle for this girl that I just did a reading for, and the judge was totally focused on the house of children. So he ruled in her favor. And you want to look for the 4th house for the outcome. So I'm really trying to work on learning horror ray astrology. It's not easy, but I'm trying. So if it was like a missing necklace, the person asking the question, and then I would go to the possessions, and whatever planet is ruling this house, I find it, then you find it. So with horror ray astrology, The person, you have to document the exact time that the person asked the question. And this would describe the person asking the question. For my girl that I just did her court case on, she was a redhead, and I had Mars ruling that when she had her court case. She had Mars in there. So, or what, I can't remember if it was Mars now. It was the color red. I said, are you a redhead? She said, yes. Sometimes you can even tell, like, someone's, if they have a mole in a certain spot, or a freckle, or a scar on their face. The astrology can break that down as well. It's really crazy. So, you know, cadet houses show if it's going to be long away, unlikely to be found. And other testimonies are promising a recovery. It may show is to the left. So the 3rd house, the 6th house, the 9th house, the 12th house. Fire signs can indicate places near heat or fire, near chimneys. So if our victim shows up, if their planet shows up in a fire sign, you know, you're looking at where it could be near a heat source. Or if your necklace goes missing and that planet shows up in a fire sign, then you would look near a heater, or you might want to look near your fireplace for your missing necklace, right? Earth signs indicate places that are on the ground, under or near the pavement, or on floor, or near mud or clay. So same with water and air signs. So I hope that makes sense. Criminal astrology, interesting. I almost took law school too instead of multimedia designs. Right. Kirsty McIntosh has found people, guys. Like, it's like I said, it's not like a psychic. This is very mathematical, and it's an art form. And there's scientific research that backs this up. And the thing about with a psychic, and I'm not poo-pooing psychics, because I myself am intuitive, okay? I don't want to sound like I'm poo-pooing psychics, but the thing that's amazing about doing location astrology is that the lines on my map never change, okay? Like a psychic might have a vision, or she might say, I have a gut feeling about something, or he or she might have a strong feeling about something, but the maps, they don't change. Right? When the victim went missing, this is what the planets said, right? It's not based upon somebody's feelings, or it's not based upon emotions or intuitiveness. It's based upon a mathematical equation. And you can't go back on it, right? Unlike a psychic might have a feeling about something, but they're not too sure. It is what it is. It's just a mathematical equation, and boom, there it is, right? So that's the difference. Hey, September Virgo, it's good to see you. Got that right. Hi, TY Universe. I love learning too. Got that right. Talked to this really cool guy in the 80s, I believe, who's been doing for 20 years, and I'm still learning as well. That's the thing with astrology. I don't think we ever stop learning, guys. Like... And I struggle. Like, I have kind of a little bit of a learning disability. I struggle with dyslexia, and I struggle with ADD. So I might read a sentence like 30 times before I get it. But I will eventually get it, you know? I will get it. It's good to see you, September Virgo. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is amazing. And, I mean, you can go over to Kirsty's channel, and she's mapping out where victims are, guys. I've uploaded a few of her videos to my channel because I'm absolutely blown away with how many people she has found, okay? Like, she's just a few feet, her lines are just like a few feet away from where her body was found. She keeps doing it over and over and over again. I have lost count at this point how many bodies she has come close to. And I really wish law enforcement would pay attention to it. But, you know, unfortunately, law enforcement, whenever I have called law enforcement and talked to them, they automatically clump us in with psychics. And you know, in a way, I get it. I understand why they're why they feel like they don't want to work with us because of psychics. Some of them had a really bad experience with psychics, and as much as I've tried to explain to law enforcement, like, this isn't a psychic, this is like a mathematical equation, it is what it is. They're still hesitant. Unfortunately, they think of it as not science, that it's not scientific. And it is scientific. I mean, you're mapping out, you're tracing the planets. That's what you're doing on a map. And for some reason, a body is always found right near these lines, either on the mile marker lines, or it's found on the line that represents the planet, or in between the pie. Or you find where the killer lives, or you find the people who are involved in the crime, or it maps out the roads that were taken to commit the crime, or it maps out locations. Like for Sebastian Rogers' map, I've already mapped out everywhere they've pretty much, so each spot that they've searched. Like for Sebastian Rogers over here, I keep mapping out where they're searching for him, like right on the line. It's crazy that the astrology is mapping out areas that they're searching. So I feel like it tells us a lot about the crime, not just where we're going to find a body, but I feel like it tells us, I feel like the maps also tell us a story. There's a story to be told here, and it's mapping it all out in a way. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I don't sound like a complete nut whack job. But I mean, it is what it is. Thank you, God of the Bible. And I do believe that it is of God. I think that this is God's wristwatch. Like when I look at an astrology chart, I see God's wristwatch. I really do. I think it's how he tracks us down here. I just, and then like if you work with the asteroids and you pull up an asteroid that has a killer's name on it, or a suspect's name on it, and then that suspect shows up right on top of the victim, and you're like, oh God, like, I mean, you can't make that stuff up. That's not just a coincidence. Like, I do feel like it's somehow God is tracking us down here. It's him keeping a record of something that's happened. That's what I think it is. Yes, this is exactly correct. Everything can be measured by numbers, whether mind, body, spirit, or soul. Yes, so on and so forth. Absolutely nuts. And there's a reason they want people thinking it's a whole, yeah. Yes, I'm trying. I'm learning with all of you guys. So, well, the lines go right through that cemetery. For Summer, you mean the cemetery, or for Summer, the lines go through a cemetery over here. They definitely go through a cemetery. There's two lines that cut right through it. Up in here. For Summer. It's like up through here. Right here. Morrison Cemetery Road. Morrison Cemetery Road. There's a mile marker that goes through here, and another mile marker that that goes through here, sorry. So this is the cemetery road, and this is the mile markers for Summer Wells. So, and again, you know, rivers, creeks, springs, cave systems, sewer systems, that's all Aquarius, all rules Aquarius. Highway bridges that have water running underneath of them, railroad bridges that have water running underneath of them, near railroad tracks. That's all Aquarius. Dams, especially dams, anything that generates electricity. You know, because think about it, Aquarius is the water bearer. He is natural fresh water, not the ocean. That's something different. The ocean is different. This is fresh water. So this is Aquarius. If you look at him, he's got the water, and look at the background. You see like the trees and the hills. He rules like hilly areas, that uneven ground, scenic places that are beautiful. I mean, views that would take your breath away. That's all something that Summer would be in. And that's all Tennessee. Like, Tennessee is beautiful. Hilly, rolling hills. That's all Aquarian energy. They got agendas, but with the recent sky events and planetary alignments, I'm pretty confident these agendas are in fact in the process of being changed as we speak and have been since. Yeah. Pluto and Saturn have been in the picture. Yes. Pluto and Aquarius. Why is he naked? I don't know. I don't know, God of the Bible. He's a god. He rules Uranus. I'm kidding. That's why he's naked. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just, you know, purity. It's representing, like, you know, nature. I truly believe he is what all the ancient depictions with a guy holding a purse. Yeah. Uranus is actually the eye of heaven. So a lot of people who are connected to Uranus, you know, they really get downloads from their loved ones that have passed over. Aquarians might get psychic dreams from passed over loved ones because, I mean, they're really connected to that eye of heaven. Jupiter is connected to God. Jupiter is connected to Jesus, actually, believe it or not. What is my thoughts on that? I truly believe he was... I agree, yeah. There's even, like, have you ever seen those old ancient sites from the Babylonians where they're holding the little purse? It's weird. It must mean something, you know? All right, I have to go cook dinner. My husband's giving me the side eye, so I got to get out of here. I love all of you guys. I hope this helped. I really think that something really magical is happening. So on the 18th, stuff that you've been working on or wishing for, it really might come to fruition this upcoming week. So as I went over all of your signs, I really hope that that the Sun in Taurus and Jupiter joining Venus gives you good luck and balance and good fortune. I just really feel like this is a overall positive thing for everyone, and I really hope that I brought that home for all of you. We got a lot of magic happening in the universe right now, and the universe, it does have your back, okay? It really does, and these planets are here for a reason, and they're here to help us. Thanks, The Missing. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go cook dinner for my family. I love all of you guys. Take care of one another, okay? Be kind to one another, and thank you for being kind to me and giving me a chance here on YouTube as I learn how to navigate through this stuff, okay? As a Pisces Western Sun and Aquarius Eastern Sun, I can definitely confirm this happens to me. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Blessings to everyone.